everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, then hi, my name is Caitlin. Welcome. And today I've been so excited to film this video because today I am talking about my most used eyeshadow palettes in the year of 2023. So I have some real good palettes to share with you today. These palettes are definitely some of my top palettes in my collection. I love them with all my heart, which means I always love praising them, showing them to you guys, and just talking about them and gushing about them. So my makeup preferences are quite bold makeup. I've actually gone quite neutral today. This is very neutral for me. Normally it is blue, it is bold, it is so many sparkles and shimmers. So yeah, some of these palettes may not be your cup of tea, but they definitely are my cup of tea. I absolutely adore them. I cannot get enough. I think it's always really, really fun to see other people's makeup preferences, even if they're not quite similar to your own. But just before we do jump into the video, if you have not already, definitely like and subscribe because it would mean the world to me. I am doing Vlogmas right now, which means I am uploading every single day in the month of December. I hope you are enjoying it as much as I am. As always, everything on my face today, as well as everything that I talk about in this video, will be linked down in the description below. They will be affiliate links, so if you do shop using my links, thank you so much. It means the world to me. It just means I get a small commission from your sale with no extra expense to you guys. It just helps me out quite a lot and tells me that I'm doing a good job here as well. Okay, so let's jump into it. So I'm going to start with least most used to most used. Does that make sense? And the way that I count my usage is full looks. So this does not count if I dip into one shade in the palette. This is full looks that I make with this palette, only using this palette. So our first palette, our least most used palette is my Juvia's Place Warrior palette. This was interesting to me. However, as I was setting up this video, I did realise that a lot of these palettes were from my Project Level Up projects, and that makes a lot of sense because in that project, you have to use all of the shades a certain amount of times, and then you have to hit pan on certain shades as well. So obviously the usage is going to be bumped up quite a lot. But this is what the palette looks like inside. It might make me a little bit dark because it's so shiny. But as you can see, we have hit 4 pans in this palette. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I lied. 5 pans. We have pan on Mino. We have pan on Kano, Moremi, Aosi, and Bakwa. So it's well loved. I've used this 8 times for 8 full looks. This was a palette that I have actually decluttered. I did do a big declutter series earlier on in the month, so if you did miss that, I'll link it up in the cards for you guys. There are 3 total declutter videos, so I'm sure that that will itch your craving. Is that the word? No, that's not. Itch the spot, satisfy the craving, who knows. You'll have fun, you'll be fine. There's like 3 videos, have fun. But I learned with this, it's a lot more warm toned than I initially thought it was. Even this shade Kano, I thought just looking at this, it would be quite a neutral shade. It's very, very, very warm toned. These shimmers are very, very warm toned. I thought this shade Amina would be kind of neutrally cool. It's definitely not. It's very, very warm toned. Even though I've done 8 looks with this, it is still one that I'm not 100% in love with. And unfortunately, it has left my collection. Next is something that I just love. I love this. This is the High Tide palette. And I've also done 8 looks with this palette as well. This is what it looks like. This is right up my street. Currently, the shade Flora is in my Pan Those Eyeshadows project. And you can see there's a little bit of a dip. Is there? Am I just gaslighting myself? Probably. But the shade Luna has a massive dip, so hopefully we can have pan on that soon. That would be amazing. But this palette is so good for me during this time of the year. All times of the year, to be honest. Teals and blues. There's something about them that really gets to my heart. I adore this palette so much. I'm so glad that it has been used a lot this year. And as I say, it's 8 full looks. So there's obviously been even more use on it with using just one shade as well. I hope that makes sense. But 8 full looks, I'm very, very happy. I do have a massive makeup collection, a massive eyeshadow collection. So 8 is a very good number. There are some palettes coming in a video tomorrow that have not been used at all. So tomorrow's video will be my least used palettes in 2023. So stick around for that because it's quite sad. Okay, moving on from the number 8, and we are going up to the number 9. And that is my Carnival XL Pro palette. I have used this in 9 full looks. Oh my god, it is so big. It is my baby. Honestly, it is my firstborn child. I have said this multiple times. I love this palette so much. It is so beautiful. I have decided to roll this as my focus palette in my Pan Those Eyeshadows updates. So that means that a shade from this palette is always in my Pan Those Eyeshadows, just to get more use out of it, to get more love out of it. Right now, I'm working on the shade Fortune, and it does have a pretty big dip in it, so I'm very, very happy about that. But this is the palette that I reach for if I don't really know what I want to do that day. If I sit here at my makeup desk and just kind of go, I don't know, I pull this one out and I can always find an amazing, beautiful look to do with this palette. It never lets me down. The quality is amazing. I love this. I'm so glad that I got bullied by Make Me Up Misser to buy this, because multiple years in a row, this has been an absolute staple in my collection. I adore it. I just, oh, mwah. Love. So next we're going back to Project Level Up territory, and this is the Wilderness palette, and I have used this in 10 complete looks this year. So you can see at first glance it doesn't look too used, but I do have pan on Snow, I have pan on Ray, and I do have pan on Fossil as well. Quite a big pan in Fossil. I love this palette for kind of autumn, springtime. It just has everything. It has this row of blues, it has this row of teals. These two rows I don't use as much, but honestly I love having them there. These reds are a little bit hit and miss, to be honest, but I absolutely adored playing with this. Like, I loved it so much. The quality is amazing. BeautyBay does some amazing eyeshadow formulas. If you are looking for a really, really inexpensive, beautiful eyeshadow formula, definitely check out BeautyBay. A lot of their palettes are discontinued. Unfortunately, this is not available anymore. They do come out with £20 palettes quite a lot, and their color stories are always just stunning. So definitely keep an eye on BeautyBay if you are looking for something like that, because I would 100% recommend them. These shades almost look neon on the eye. They look so vibrant. They look even more vibrant than they do in the pan. It is amazing. Their mattes are so blendable. I love it. I could use this palette every day. Honestly, I could use this palette every day for the rest of my life, and I could probably say that about most of my palettes in this video because I love them. Next is a little bit of a surprise to me. I'm not gonna lie. I have used my Huda Beauty Orange Obsessions 12 times, or 12 complete looks this year. This is what this looks like. This shade down here was rolled into my Pan Those eyeshadows, and so was this middle one as well. However, we did hit our 15 use goal on the middle one, and obviously we did have pan on the bottom one as well. This was rolled in during the summer, so like the perfect timing for this palette, and I really did get a lot of good use out of it. This is probably an underdog in my collection because I do really, really love this palette for the summer, or even for just like a pop of colour. I think it is so beautiful. This is not the palette you would think of when you thought of me and my makeup preferences, but it's definitely something that I treasure in my collection so much. Having it in my Pan Those eyeshadows made me even more in love with it. And it is just like an underdog. It's very unassuming. It's very just like lay low. But when I do use it, I love it. I really, really do. These colours are so beautiful together. It's got this beautiful chartreusey green, which is so gorgeous. I'm so glad that I picked this up. I picked this up in TK Maxx years ago, and I'm really, really happy that I did, because I can't believe that I love this so much, because it is so out of my comfort zone. It is ridiculous, but honestly, I love it, and I've used it for 12 looks That's mad to me. Okay, next, you are not going to be surprised. This palette I have used in 15 looks, including the look that I am wearing today. Here she is. Oh, here she is. She's back. She's like a bad smell that you can't get rid of. Every video, pretty much. This palette is in. This is my BeautyBay Book of Magic palette. You can see she is looking pretty beaten up. She really is. She's looking beaten up. This is my Project Level Up palette. I am pre-filming quite a lot, so I have not even filmed my Project Level Up update yet. To be honest, it's not even December as I'm filming this. I probably shouldn't have said that, but here we are. I'm just that organized, guys. So this is what the palette looks like. I hit pan on Voodoo today doing this look. It's like a warm crease with like a purple liner. How cool. So yeah, I used Voodoo, I used Sorcery today, I used Wish, and I used Amulet as well today. So they're the shades on my eyes. I have used this in 15 looks, which is a lot. That is a lot of looks. When you consider I have about 30 to 40 palettes, I think I have about 36 palettes. I don't know. But when you think I've used this in 15 complete looks, as well as so many other just like one-off shades as well during the year, I just love it. It does scare me quite a bit that it has so many pans in here, but it's just because it is discontinued now. You can't get this anymore. So I know that if I like run out of a shade, it's gone. Like it's done forever. And that terrifies me, to be honest, because this is my baby. This is my second born child. My Carnival XL Pro was my firstborn child, but I still love it just as much. It is so beautiful. This color story, it's obviously more condensed, but it has everything that I want in a color story. This is my thing, okay? These cool tone, grungy shades, a bit of me. And I am not surprised in the slightest that I have used this in 15 complete looks, as well as probably like 30 times like 1 or 2 shades used. And finally, I wasn't going to include this in this video because it is a bit of like a giveaway. It is like no one's shocked at this. And I actually don't have a complete number, but I wanted to mention this. This is my Modern Renaissance. This is my Pan That palette for this year. And because I'm pre-filming so much, I don't mind showing you. This is what this palette currently looks like. There would have been an update on the 1st of December where hopefully it looks a little bit more used. As I said, it's not even December as I'm filming this, which sounds almost illegal to say, you know. But you can tell she has been loved this year. And I estimate I have used this over 200 times this year. Cypress Umber alone, which was the deep brown shade that I used in my brows, I used that 150 times to finish it. So with that in mind, I probably have used this over 200 times. And it shows, it is looking very loved. This palette, I was really scared about rolling in. I was really scared about having this as a Pan That palette because it's a big commitment, Pan That palette. I knew that I was going to have to work on this all year, and I am very scared of very warm tones, and obviously a lot of these shades that are left are very warm, but I've really fallen in love with this year. I am planning on continuing this into 2024 and hopefully finishing it off completely, because that would be amazing. If I manage to completely finish this palette, it would be such an achievement. I'm kind of sad letting it go, to be honest. I'm sad finishing it off because even though I would have used literally everything by the time that I would get rid of this, it's just, it's stuck with me a little bit. It's in my heart, it's in my soul. It does, it's like a massive achievement, you know? It's like when your kid goes off to uni and you're like, oh. Describing an eyeshadow palette like that makes me sound so sad. I wasn't sure if I was going to include this in this video because it is a bit of a giveaway, like everyone knows. But I felt wrong not including it. So here she is, over 200 times. You need to retire, babe. You are coming up to retirement age. Don't worry. You can rest soon. So yeah, that is my most used palettes of 2023. Is there anything that has surprised you? A lot of my viewers will know that a lot of these palettes are just my babies. So I'm sure a lot of you would have been going through this video going, yep. We know. I am surprised at the Huda palette, but it just works so well with my Modern Renaissance, and I think that is what really helped this as well. Let me know down below, what is your most used palette of 2023? Do you have any of these palettes that I spoke about today? If you do, let me know. Let me know what you feel about them. Do you love them just as much as I do? I would love to know. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because as I said, I am doing Vlogmas. I'm uploading every single day this month, so you do not want to miss out on all the fun. And I will see you tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye!